Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Hi there. My name is Anastasia McDonald, and welcome to the Real Daddy God Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I also like to welcome those who watch the replay of the Real Daddy God Show. Well, over here, we are learning and we are on a journey of adventure. We're learning to be fathered by God through everyday living. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be Daddy God's kid, and I hope you are too. And if you don't know Daddy God, well, you can send an email to me at the Real Daddy God Show at gmail.com, and I'll tell you all about this amazing day. But anyway, what can I say? I'm excited. I'm excited. Today, we're going to be continuing a series that I started 3 years ago titled How to Permit Yourself to Start to Dream Again. How to permit yourself to start to dream again. So, you know what? Yes, life does happen. Things do happen to us. Events happen. People do us evil. Wrong things happen. Everything bad can happen to us. And the dreams that we had or we held or we started, let me just lower this music, the dreams that we once held as children or somewhere along the line, we let go of them. We let go, we forget, well, we don't want to go there. So this afternoon, I'm going to be starting. Hi Flora. Hi, Happy Man. Nice to see you. Where have you been? Hello, May. Lovely to see you. So, like I said, if you missed, this is a Real Daddy God Show. We're over here. We are on a journey of adventure, and we're learning to be fathered by God. And today, I'm just super excited because we're going to be talking about this topic. Thank you, May, about becoming like a child. And I am a child at heart, or let's say that I'm learning to be a child at heart. So please do the usual. Please invite somebody, tag somebody, share this, because I have been at that place where somebody sent me a video, and this video was of Dr. Sunday Adelaja, my mentor, and his teaching just changed my whole world. He just his teaching was able to catapult me into being somebody else that I'd never experienced before. So please do the sharing, please do the tagging, and especially if you know we've got a friend or you know somebody who may have started a project or dream or anything that they've left behind, or they don't want to go there because you know maybe it failed, or something's happened and they had to let go, or they're in a place of depression or despondency, then please do invite them or just share. Yeah, just share. So today is a happy day. You know, Happy Mind is on. Happy Mind is light here, so it's going to be a happy occasion. So today I'm going to be continuing, like I said, the series called How to Permit Yourself to Start to Dream Again. And today, like I said, we're going to be looking at what it is to becoming like a child, to become like a child. So those who watch the replay, it's all about learning to become like a child. So what do I mean? But before we get into it, let me ask you this question. Do you remember your childhood? Can I put it out to you, Flora? Do you remember what it was like to be like a child? Do you remember your childhood? Or anybody out there, or those who watch the replay, if you can stop for just 1 second. Hi, Bemi, how are you? And so can you remember your childhood, regardless of whether it was, regardless of the events, whether it was traumatic or was a happy, but I just want to ask you, do you remember your childhood? Do you remember the things that you used to do? Do you remember the things you used to dream about? Do you remember the places and the events and the people that you used to be with, and yeah, the things you used to talk about, or the things you used to experience? Do you remember those experiences? Yes. Well, Another question I have to you. Do you know the difference? Oh, you Flora says yes, so please share with us then. Flora, please comment below. Let me know. What was the way you're saying yes, so means that there was some good stuff happening there. Hi Jacob, nice to see you. Yeah, so yeah, please comment below. Let this be interactive, you know. It's not just a one day wonder with just Anastasia. It's you and me and you, and we are learning together here on the Real Daddy God Show. So yes, happy. So do you have you ever thought about the difference between being childish and childlike? Childish and childlike. So could you comment there and let us know what the difference is between being childish and child. Ah, hi Stella. Hello Queen. All the way from Nigeria. Hi, how are you? Lovely to see you, Stella. You are such an amazing woman, my queen sister. Yeah, from a different mother, if I can put it that way. Yeah, so the difference between being childish and childlike. Childlike is, you know, comes or connotates something negative. So it's somebody who is an adult and maybe is being much immature, so takes on an immature behavior, and they'll say that you are being childish. But when it comes to being childlike, this is my favorite bit, is so remember children, when you're childish, or when you're a child, you are curious, aren't you? You're adventurous. You explore things. So if you look at babies, for example, babies, they explore with their hands, their ear, they put things in their mouth, don't they pick up anything and everything, put in their mouth. They attune their ears to sounds, you know, when, especially, you know, when you're a mother or a father picks up the baby and they start to talk to the baby, you do see how they move their eyes, and they're experiencing all these sounds and symbols and tastes and all that. So when we are children, Fola says, childhood was very sweet. Good memories growing up in Lagos. It was fun, fun, fun. Hi, Flora. I'd like to know more about this fun, fun, fun. So please let the comments keep on. I want to know more about this fun, fun, fun aspect, because this is very important to what we're talking about today. So, for example, children, you know, like I said, they put things in their mouth, so they're very explorative, you know. They enjoy sounds, they enjoy their hands, they enjoy movement, and you know, even like from, let's say, from 1, 2, 3, you can tell how children are free. So like I said, they are curious, they are trusting, they've got faith, they have excitement. There's this wonder about children. Children want to, everything is a wonder to them. So like for example, when you take children outside and you get them to, they will take time to look at a worm, something on the ground. They will take time to look at it and enjoy and experience this thing that they are seeing. So children are uninhibited, you know. They are free. Nothing stops them. Can you remember those? Can you remember those experiences when nothing inhibits you? Nothing, you basically, as a child, you are you. There's nothing that is stopping you, except of course if you're in a very traumatic environment, or let's say you're in an abusive environment, that's different. But children generally have, you know, they have this short-term memory. So for example, if children fight, the next minute they're back together being friends again. Or you know, there's this sense of purity and innocence about children. In fact, there's this program on, I forgot which one, whether it was ITV or Channel 4. I was watching last week, and so I've forgotten the title of the program, but they have a group of children, I think about between 8, maybe 8, 6 or 8, I can't remember, and these psychologists with their parents, and the psychologists and the parents sit behind and they begin to watch the interactions between the children. And I would strongly encourage you to watch this program. After I go off of the program, I would look for it and put it there. But it's interesting to watch how they interact. It's so lovely. There's some purity. There's fun. There's everything about these children. Or if you have children, then, you know, take time, especially small ones, take time to observe them. Hi Aicha. Take time to observe their behavior, and this is what we have lost. You know, there's something called apparently adulting. So adulting, when you have to grow up, you're told to grow up. behave. You're told to don't stare, don't do this, draw within the lines. So over time, especially when you start going to school, or children start going to school, and this cutting down of what it is being a child starts to happen. You're told don't do this, like they tell you to draw within the lines, and especially if you're a spatial intelligent child, but this is getting better. Your artistic gift is not appreciated. You have to be mathematically inclined, or you have to be somebody who can write very well, and all there are other intelligences by this professor called Howard Gardner. And I'll encourage you to do your research. Howard Gardner came up with a theory called multiple intelligence, MI for short, multiple intelligence. And he talks about the different kinds of intelligences out there. So some people are word smart, some people are picture smart, some people are sports smart, some people are interest smart, some people are inter smart, and so on and so forth. But when we go to school, these things, a school has a way of beginning to cut us down as children. So we learn to behave. Not that we're not saying that school should teach you to be naughty, but there is some kind of a system that kind of begins to put children in a box, or to put and the more you grow older, you're put in this box to be like this person. So you're cut off from all these wonderful capabilities of freedom, or being able to imagine. If I ask you this question, actually the name Howard Gardner, Professor Howard Gardner. Yeah. Let me give you this name. He's the professor of cognition and education at Howard Graduate School of Education. Let me mention that again. So he is a professor of cognition and education at the Howard Graduate School of Education, and he's done this. He's discovered these multiple intelligences, and so I'm not going off track, but if you're a parent, and I would strongly encourage you to do your research on this guy. It's amazing, because it will help you raise your children according to their bent, according to their giftedness. It will help you for children to be who they are, and not to be who they are not, and to be not put in this box. So anyway, hi Jay, nice to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. How are you? So we're talking about how to permit yourself to start to dream again. And today we're looking at being childlike. Last 2 weeks, I forgot to mention, so last 2 weeks, I started with the introduction of the compelling reasons why you want to start to dream again. And I won't go into that, because I want to make this, short. So please go to my YouTube channel at The Real Dad Girl Show with Anastasia McDonald. So we looked at the introduction of the compelling reasons why we want to start to dream again. And then we moved on to the how, which was give yourself permission, because sometimes we stop giving ourselves permission, and we unconsciously do that. We tell ourselves that we're not going to go there again. I'm not going to try this again. I'm not going to try that project again because it's hurt, and so on and so forth. So please, once again, go to my YouTube channel. And then last week we looked at slowing down. We live in a fast-paced society. I'm just doing a recap there. So we live in a fast-paced society with a social media and everybody else telling you who you should be, and or what you should not be, and what is acceptable, and all that. And then we don't take time because we have all this information, all this stimulation going on. We forget who we are. We're always looking out there. This one is saying that you must be like this, you must be like that, you must be like this, and you're always looking at other people, and you're appreciating that, oh, look at them. And especially when we put all these photos out there, and you think that you're nobody. So you and I need to unplug from social media and begin to quieten ourselves, and so we can begin to remember the dreams. Sometimes we totally forget the dreams that we had. So we need to slow down and pull out and unplug and begin to remember and to write down and all that. So I talked about that last week. So today is this aspect of being childlike, having this faith having this oh, I just says, if I don't know better, I would say you are you are prophesying on me. Well, good one there. Yeah, so we need to embrace or go back to what it is being childlike. I'm so passionate about this topic because you know why? When we get put into the education system and we were put out in the world, life has a way of hardening you, of toughening you up, and you become cynical. You become cynical to everything, and most of the time you're not aware of it. You become cynical, you become mistrusting, you don't let your guards down, you don't laugh with people. And then especially sometimes the church system or the teachings that we get. In fact, sometimes Christians are the most unhappy people because we have this wrong teaching that tells you that you have to be serious. Holy means being like this, like having this chisel and having this attitude, and this means holy. No, 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 no. If there's anybody who's the most fun-like person, it's Daddy God. Who brought about fun? Who is more fun or funnier than Daddy God? And if you doubt the fact that Daddy God is funny, which I know is not something that is preached in the pulpit or talked about a lot, you've only got to look at creation to see that Daddy God is really, really funny. I mean, what entered his mind? What entered Daddy God's mind to create an animal that has a long neck, which is the giraffe, and then to create another animal, which is the oh my, the hippo. Let me just say the hippo that has this big bum. You know, so he is a fun God, and so we need to be able to recapture our dreams. We need to be childlike. We need to return to that place. We need to return to being trusting. And I know that it's not something that happens overnight. It is a journey. It is a journey to recapture this sense of wonder. How many times have you looked at the rising of the sun and been in that place of awe? Or you're on holiday, you don't even go on a holiday, or you see this flower, or you see this program, or this you go to the museum, or maybe even at football, the way a footballer plays, the way there's something that is amazing, and it just does something to you. Your heart just comes alive. I beg your pardon. So all of us, pardon me, life happens to us. Hello, Dee. Long time no see. How are you? Lovely to see you. So life has a way of hardening us and making us, what do you call it? Making us insensitive. That's the word, insensitive. And like I said, go back to children. If you forgot, to go back to children and watch how they play. And it's interesting. Daddy God tells us, to become like children. Why does he say for us to become like children? Why does he want us to become like children? Because that is where we're able to thrive. We're able to be. In the beginning, when Daddy God created Adam and Eve, he said, be fruitful, be fruitful. And I don't believe that you can really, 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 really be fruitful if you don't adopt and come back to this childlikeness. You cannot be fruit because you're so hardened up. You will not be able to receive ideas, inspiration, vision. What you will do, you'll be cynical. So when these ideas come, because guess what? Some ideas are just beyond, they don't make sense. I mean, think about it. You just think about it. Take a moment and think about it. Facebook. Before there was Facebook. Hi, Willie. Before there was Facebook, could you conceive in your mind a social media platform like Facebook that is today? I mean, if it came to perhaps you and I, you will probably dream it away. You'll probably just like, what's that? Let's see what Aicha is saying. Aicha is saying, honestly, white people do this more often, but some Africans just want to always run after dollars and work until they get a heart attack and show up to slow down. God have mercy. That's true. So I'm saying that, yeah. So let's go back to this Facebook idea. I mean, I'm just wondering, is Mark Zuckerberg, because I always bring him up because everybody knows Facebook and everybody knows Mark Zuckerberg, is he the only person that had this idea, this social media idea, this social media phenomenon? Is he the only one? Or perhaps you had that idea, but because of life that has happened to you, you just brush it away. You were like, oh no. That's what, you know, growing up sometimes does, or when life circumstances happen, you does. Now, I have been there. I know what it is for life to happen to me. I was born creative. I've been artistic all my life, and things have happened to me where when anybody will mention art or anything artistic, I just didn't want to know, because I'd been through so much painful stuff to do with my art, and people had taken advantage of my art. Hi, Macrain. People had taken advantage of my art that I just didn't want to know. I didn't want to go there. It was painful. It was hurting. I even hid my tools. Like, for example, I have canvases. I have canvases that I bought probably about, I don't know, 6 years ago, that I recently pulled out of the garage. That, like, I said, Anastasia, you need to pick up your brushes and your art. I do digital art. I'm talking about physical art. Because of certain situations that have happened to me, I just packed them away. And for a long time, I forgot that I even had canvases. This was just money that I paid for. And canvases, you know, are not cheap, especially the proper ones. Because I would show them to you, but they're in the corner on the right, my right side here, hid here. But I pulled them out to remind me that you need to pick your brush and get back to action, because somebody out there needs your art. Somebody out there needs your artistic expression. Somebody needs it. And like I said, I do my art. You know, the posters that I do for the Real Daddy Girl show, I'm the one that designs them. So not that I have stored, but it's much more to my artistic expression that needs to come alive. So I'm talking about the fact that I know what it is to push your dream away, or to push something away because of what people have said to you, or because people may not be embracing of what you have. But you and I need to go back to being child. You know, that place where you just scribbled. I can see Paul there, where you just scribbled on paper, where you didn't mind. Hi, Paul. So you didn't mind. Look at children when they're behind paper. You know, they just pick up any color and they just scribble away. They're not inhibited. They don't care whether it looks, I mean, they don't care whether it looks bad. They just be children. They just enjoy the colors. And you and I, we need to go back to where we just are able to receive these ideas regardless of what they look like, whether they make sense to you or they didn't make sense. Last week I talked about writing down or journaling your ideas. You know, no matter how small they are, put them down on paper. And I want to show you something different that I've done today. Normally what I would do, because the school system, what I do is I write my notes, I type them out. So this is last week's, I hope my camera doesn't dim. So this is last week's transcript for the Real Daddy God show. This is linear. When you go to school, you're taught to write linear, so you write line by line. So this is my notes here, but this time I thought, you know, I'm an artistic person. I talked about mind mapping, so this time I mind mapped my transcript. I don't know whether you can see because it keeps on dimming, but this is my transcript. Instead of doing linear, I mind map the Real Daddy Gorgeous thing, because I'm an artistic person. I thought, you know what, I want to go back to the real me. I don't have to write line by line by line. I can write my notes in picture form. I allowed myself. It was just, I think, what was it? I was just yesterday, and I remembered, I said, oh my gosh, I don't have to write lines. I can write pictures for my transcript. And I allowed myself to be that child again. When I used to love, and I still do. As a child, I used to love comics. I used to love pictures. And in fact, if you just hold on a second, just, I beg your pardon, one thing I started doing, one second please. One thing I started doing to give myself permission to be childlike, I went to the library last week and picked up children's books. Not for any children, because my children, or our children, are adults. They are 26 and 23. But I went back to the library, and there's a couple on the floor here. I picked up this children's book called, it's called Dr. Seuss' Great Day for Up. And the reason I did that is so that I could return to be what is childlike. Look at that. It says, a great day for up. And look at this. Up. The sun is getting up. This is for me. let me bring it because the camera is the same, but this is for me, it's not for a child. This is to begin to reawaken the childness in me, because you forget, life happens, you begin to toughen, you become callous, you become insensitive, you shut yourself up, you close your heart, to all these ideas, and you know, hidden in these ideas are innovative ideas, are things that when they grow, you never know, you could be the next Mark Zuckerberg, you know, not that you're being, but something different. So there are ideas, like I said to you in the previous weeks, the compelling reason, when I was talking about compelling reasons why you want to pick yourself up, because you are special, you are unique. There is a way that you think, feel, and choose. And this is what I learned from Dr. Caroline Lee. She's a neuroscientist. She says every one of us has a unique way of thinking, feeling, and choosing. So the ideas that come to you, they are unique to you. So when you don't release those dreams and you don't develop them, it means that somebody is going to lose out. So, you know, what if, I could always say, what if Mark Zuckerberg didn't come up with a Facebook? Look at how businesses, and look at how Facebook is such a global tool. Everybody uses it to, you know, to promote, you know, and do all kind of things, you know, to communicate across many platforms, you know, Facebook. So what is that? Yes. Oh, so you do know my queen. Yes, Dr. Caroline. She's amazing. If you don't, for those of you, if you want to know more about her, I think her website is called, so her website is www.drleaf.com. drleaf.com. And I've got, let me show you, not, I'm not, I don't receive any sponsorship or anything. This is just me when I do my personal education. I just want to show you some of the stuff that I'm reading that is helping me and helping me grow to be a better person. So let me show you one of the books that I have. I showed this last week. This is her book. It's called The Perfect You. The Perfect You, and it's a blueprint for identity. And she comes with the science, the scientific evidence about thinking, feeling, and choosing, how important it is for you to discover how you think, feel, and choose, and to stay. So to know, you need to know yourself. You need to know yourself. Hi, Timothy. Nice to have you on board. So you need to understand who is Macrine, and who is Paul, and who is Stella, and who are you? How I mean, let me ask you, do you know how you think, feel, and choose? Do you know it? Do you know? Do you know the way that you, not, I'm not talking about anybody else, I'm talking about you. Do you know the way that you think, that you feel, and that you choose? So Macrine says here, I've learned plenty with my kids, even how to think good thoughts and how it grows healthy trees in our brain. Yes, yes. So this Dr. Caroline Lee, she talks a lot about the brain, that when we think, feel, and choose rightly, and that love is the basis of think, feel, choose, and then we begin to develop healthy, what do you call it, dendrites and all that in our brains. It's just amazing. And just last week, hope I'm not going ahead of myself. Last week, guys, I learned about this doctor who made a discovery that when you speak positive words over water and it is crystallized, it comes up with this amazing design. And he proven it. And then when you speak negative over water, and when he did this discovery, and then when it was crystallized, it had this distorted design. Amazing. The power of our words. Look, guys, this is serious business. This is, Daddy God is so intentional. There's nothing that is made that he hasn't thought intentionally about. So being child, like I said, so I picked up a couple of books from the library. I picked up 4. I'm going to return these, and I'm going to pick up some more children's book. This is just to help me, this is just to help me to reawaken the child that is in me. So another thing that happens is that, so like I said, we talked about the fact that you become hardened, you become cynical, you don't, when ideas are coming your way, you explain them away, because you become too logical in your thinking, you know. But guess what? The people who are embracing the ideas seem to be those that don't have a relationship with Daddy God. They don't explain the way. I mean, look at all the innovation. Like I said, look at the inventions or the innovations that are happening today. I mean, who are the brains behind it? Come on, guys, children of Daddy God. Surely we need to go out there and let people know that Daddy God is real by coming out with our innovations, our inventions, all those ideas. Hence the reason why you need to permit yourself to start to dream again and to go back there. Yes, you failed the first time. Yes, you failed the second time. I wonder, all these people that come out with the hi neuron, those that come with the inventions. Look, like our phones, it comes with these notifications for upgrade. Yeah, it means that all the time they are making their product better and better and better and better and better. That's what it is. So that idea is not going to be perfect the first time. You're going to build on it. I mean, the Real Daddy Go show is not perfect. Every day I'm learning something new. I'm learning to make it better. Some of the things that one of my childlike ideas that I brought was to put this wallpaper on. And this wallpaper, I don't know if you can see, it says, sorry, I have to wave on the camera lens or it starts dimming. So the wallpaper behind me says, I don't know if you can see, it says, dream big, dream big. Another one description says, life is beautiful. And another one says, has this shape of a heart. So sometimes I just come and sit here and I just shut everything off. Yes, dream big. I just shut everything off, no other noise, and just sit here quietly. And I just look at the word dream big. I just focus on the word dream big. And I listen to myself. So yesterday, for example, to share with you, as I sat there quietly and I wrote something down, I said, Anastasia, do you know what your biggest dream is? Do you really, really know what your biggest dream is? So I began to ask myself, what is your biggest dream? Hi, Daniel. Lovely to see you. I haven't seen you for a while, but yeah, welcome aboard. We're talking about what is to become like a child in order to permit ourselves to start to dream again. So yes, I was asking myself, what is your biggest dream? And to be honest with you guys, I don't think I really know. I don't know what my biggest dream is. So I thought, yeah, I'm giving myself permission to be childlike again and to receive whatever comes my way, and not to brush it aside and say, oh no, because this Daddy God hides the biggest thing in smallest packages. So look at seeds, for example. Look at seeds of fruit and all that. Look, see how innovative and clever Daddy God is. He hides his biggest things in seeds. So you've got orange seeds, this seed, this thing. They're so tiny. And talk Lord, talk more. Or the mustard seed. Remember, the mustard seed apparently is the tiniest of all the seeds. The mustard seed. And this mustard seed, as Daddy God tells us, is able to move mountains. So you may be carrying loads of mustard seeds in your mind and you keep on brushing them away because, life has taught you to be hard, and life has told you to be chisel, and life has told you that you need to grow up, and, but guess what? We need to learn to start to grow little again. We need to practice these things. We need to practice because, yes, life does happen to us. And I have a quote here from Relevant I found online, and it says, just because you're an adult doesn't mean you can't be like a child. One is the simple state of development and nothing more, and the other is expressly required of us as Christians. So as Christians, as Daddy God's children, he tells us to be childlike. He says, become. And let me quote this verse of Matthew 8:3, and I hope this does help for whether you're a Christian or you're not a Christian. So Matthew 18 verse 3, and I like the Voice translation that says, learn this well. Unless you dramatically change your way of thinking and become teachable and learn about heaven's kingdom realm with wide-eyed wonder of a child, you'll never be able to enter in. So there's something about having this wide-eyed wonder of a child. Children just embrace anything and everything. Everything's like wow to them. But like I said, once you enter the school system, it tells you to grow up, and then you forget. You forget. Now, for those of you children, you know, like sometimes they come home with this picture. They say, "Mommy or Daddy, I drew this for you. I drew this for you." And they may, I want to draw something. So they may come home with this drawing. Let me just quickly just draw this doodle. They may draw this for you. Let me draw this quickly. It's just a doodle here. So they may draw this for you. They may draw this for you and say, "Mommy, Daddy, I drew this. This is for you." And they're so happy, right? They're so happy, like, "This is you, Mommy. I drew it for you." And you're like, "Oh yeah, thank you." But you know, they really mean it when they say they drew this for you. They really, really mean that they drew this for you. And they drew it out of the depths of their heart. And they drew it out of their creativity. And they drew it out of their wonder and their awe. They just be. They're just being children. They're just being children. They're just expressing themselves. And this is when I believe that the Daddy God says that unless you become, unless you become like that. So you just be with the dreams that are coming to you. Receive them. Have childlike simplicity when those ideas come. Pick yourself up again. I don't know what you put down. I don't know when you put them down. But like I said to you, I have started. So one of them, we're looking at how do we do that? How do we do that? Can you remember some of your childhood dreams? For those of you maybe that you've forgotten and you're somewhere else right now. You're totally somewhere else. But can you remember those dreams that you had as a child? What did they look like? What did they feel like? And today I want to ask you, what is it that excites you? What gives you pleasure? I'm not talking about guilty pleasure. I'm talking about childlike pleasure. What are you passionate about? Is there a TV, a special, particular TV program? 137. I got myself. I said about between 30 to 45 minutes. So, is there a particular program that draws your attention? Is there a particular film that makes your heart come alive? And if a particular film, why does that film speak to you? What is it in the film that is speaking to you? Is it a particular hobby? What hobby do you have? What speaks to your heart? What makes you come alive? What excites you? Why does it excite you? What is it about you? What about the environment? Do you know the environment you thrive in? You know, just like a fish can only thrive in water. If that fish is let out of water, it's only going to splutter. And most of us are in environments where we are suffocating, we are spluttering, because that's not our natural habitat. Do you know what your natural habitat, natural habitat is? No, because yours might be a scientific habitat. Yours might be a mathematical habitat. Yours may be an inventive habitat. Do you know where you thrive? Do you understand yourself? So some of the ways that that will help you to begin to start to dream again, you are going to have to be your own detective. You're going to have to be a detective of yourself. You're going to have to make note of these things. Make notes. Make note of the things that excite you. Make note of the things that make you come alive. Make note of the environments that bring out the best in you. Macrin says here in Matthew 18, yeah, the voice, yes, just like I just quoted that this is the truth. Unless you change and become like children, unless you change the way you think, unless you change the way, this hardness of thinking that you have in your mind, unless you let loose, unless you begin to let your guard down. And like I have a friend out there, I'm not sure she's online today, but Queen Patty, we're always talking about that. You know, that we are returning back to what it is to be childlike. You know, so when you see me more and more like I'm being like something you haven't seen before, is because I'm returning to what I believe, who I really am. I'm learning to let my guards down and to be the real person that Daddy God called me. At the core, I'm an artistic person, play, fun, and all that. You know, and so when you look in this office, you see here in my office cum studio, I have a lot of colors going on. Right here. Some of them are up here, so you won't, but some I'll bring them down. But I love color. I love it. You can see that from my posters that I design. I love boldness. I love to display Daddy God through color, bold colors, because that's what he's put inside. This is the way I think, feel, and choose. So I'm expressing what he's put inside of me in terms of artistic colors and color. That's how I'm learning to release. Yes, there are a lot of artists out there, and it's good to look at them, admire them, but I don't want to copy them. I want to be me. I can only serve the world and be the best way and make a difference in the world when I am truly myself. So we want to look at if you have this relation, go to daddy. If you're struggling, go to daddy. That's what daddy God is about as well. He says, come unto me. He says, come, children, come. His love casts and drives away all fear. Perfect love drives away fear. So all the time, Daddy God is saying, come to me. So if you're struggling in the area of learning to dream, go to Daddy. Go tell him about it. I'm always going to Daddy. I'm always talking about to him about everything and anything. Do I have everything concerning what is to be Daddy God's kids? No, I'm learning. Like I said, the Real Daddy God show is about this journey with Daddy God. Learning to be his kid, learning to have him as a father. So if you have this relation, go talk to Daddy God about it. That where the areas where you're struggling. Quieting your mind down. Like last week I said, can you give yourself 1 minute? Can you give yourself 30 seconds just to shut everything off and just quiet yourself? Go there and then begin to think of a childhood. What did I used to love? What was it like? What was the experience? What I used to do? Go back there. Like I said, learn to grow little again. Like I said, again, become your own detective. Take notes and all that. Document them, write them down. And this is what I tell my coachees, people that I coach. I encourage them to document. Be your own detective. Don't wait for other people. Yes, it's good to hear what other people say about you, but write them down, because you're learning to discover who you are again. And like I said, all those qualities. And then ask yourself about the inner qualities. What are those inner qualities that you have? What are those inner qualities? Are you loyal, friendly, warm, adventurous? Look at them. Because they are who you are. Go back there. For me, like I said, mine, playfulness, fun. I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was to be like that, because life happened to me and circumstances happened to me, and I became angry and hardened, and I shut certain doors to my heart that I didn't want to go there again. But I'm learning to open those doors again and to embrace what it is, because I know that I have something that is unique to me that the world needs. I am a person of value. I too am an amazing person. I don't need to be a celebrity to be amazing. I'm already amazing. And and since Daddy God says he blesses and he says go, be fruitful. So I want to be fruitful. I want to live and make an impact, to my generation. I want to make an impact. I want to be able to, one day when I'm called home, when people mention my name, and they mention Anastasia McDonald, like, oh yes, that lady. Oh yes, that lady used to talk about Daddy God. Oh yes, her art. And oh yes, her TV program. And now that her broadcast. And yes, that I want people to know Daddy God because of me, and much, much more. So we're almost going to end here. So the last thing I'm going to say is nurture. Nurture all these childlike qualities that are inside of you. Take time. Nurture, nurture, nurture. Like I said, I'm going to the library afterwards. Nurture, nurture, nurture. So I hope this almost 45 minutes program has been helpful. We talk about how to become childlike through this series, is how to permit yourself to start to dream again. I hope I've been able to encourage you to pick yourself up. You are amazing. You're important. Somebody needs you. Somebody needs you. Somebody is desperate for what you have. And if you have any comments or questions, you can comment below. Or if you can email me at therealdaddygodshow@gmail.com. So the Real Daddy God Show has an email, so email me at therealdaddygodshow@gmail.com with your requests, comments, or any suggestions that you have, and I will respond to you. So I hope this has been helpful. I don't know whether you have any questions. So thank you so much for joining me live here on the Real Daddy God Show, and we'll see you next week. Next week we're going to be talking about imagination, and the last one will be, I think, about being playful. So next week we'll talk about using our imagination. We're going to go home in about using our imagination. So thank you, all of you, for joining me live this afternoon. I hope you have a good one. I'm going to have a good one. Like I said, I'm going to the library. I'm going to pick up some books there. I can't wait. Yes. Yay. So much love to all of you. Bye, everybody. Bye. I love you all. Bye. Thank you for your time. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Nira. Thank you, Echa. I hope I haven't, if I didn't mention your name properly, please, I beg your pardon. Thank you, Stella. Thank you, Macrine. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Mwah. Bye. It's the Real Daddy God Show. Anastasia McDonald here. Bye. Bye, everyone.